I feel goodness all around me.
And it will follow me for the rest of my life.
And it will follow me for the rest of my life.
Cause I walk with good.
Cause I walk with good.
And I talk with good.
And I talk with good.
And I am good.
And I am good.
And that feels real good.
And that feels real good.
Good, better, best.
Good, better, best.
Never let it rest.
Never let it rest.
Until your good is your better.
Till your good is your better.
And your better is your best.
And your better is your best.
Black people.
Black people.
You were once great.
You were once great.
You shall be great again.
You shall be great again.
Lose not faith.
Lose not faith.
Lose not courage.
Lose not courage.
Go forward.
Go forward.
Uplift the race.
Uplift the race.
Harambe.
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 Spirituality supports reality. 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 Spirituality supports reality.
This is an African set, more respect. I saw the light and now I got to reflect straight back. Here's a little message while you live, and what I got to give is somewhat positive. Spade, the brother's gonna serve rhythmatically. Pass up on to you what was taught to me. That was Afrocentricity about being spiritual. So here we go to proceed quite lyrical. Praise the one for which I pledge my stand. Peace to the creator, word to the motherland. I got to give it up, cause I'm down with Casa. Jumped in the circle, I was told we have to stand together as one in unity. Amongst ourselves, amongst our community. Strong, repelling the interference of genocide. Luther King died to keep the dream alive. Mandela, the fella served 25, still revived. Speaking, teaching others to survive. And look towards the Nubian place. Your mind is a waste if you don't know your race or heritage. History of the Afro-American. Who's truly African? There's no comparison. We're all the same underneath the skin, whether dark or light. You might be my kid, so I relate to my brothers and my sisters. See, to the east, to the east, to the east of me. We traveled over here by slave ship. I dropped a bomb on the Uncle Tom, who ain't hip. Straight to the situation of the Asiatic nation. I slapped him in the face with righteous information, stating this, educating only facts and reality. That's well supplemented by spirituality.
Spirituality supports reality. 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 Spirituality supports reality.
It's quite obvious who my ancestors were. It shows clear, but sometimes I see a blur of anger between me and the past. I look on to what I learned in school, but that's trash, the white man's words. So that's his story. For a sellout example, watch glory. Back to the present days, it's another phase. We strive to know about African ways, the culture, the language, the things that we're missing. Cast out your mind and start fishing. Listen for wisdom, seek words and knowledge. Peace is invited to the United Negro College. There's nothing to do with being black or white, but it's the state of common sense and knowing what's right, what's wrong, what's up and what's down. Put your eyes to the sky and 2 feet on the ground. Now how that sound from one who don't know much, but I know enough to flow. Speak my peace to each, my right, my freedom of speech, and at the same time teach a lesson, expressing myself like a riot, the voice of the unheard or the quiet. Although the chains of bond have been broken, the shackles of the mind is still holding on the same. Just as a rope on a chain, a whip on my back and a cross in flame. The 3Ks say we're inferior, no, so let's show that we're proud and spiritual.
Spirituality supports reality.
Hello?
Hello, Elder Alona.
No, this is Baba Tony.
I know. Elder Alona. She got her mic on mute or something. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, Elder Alona, you ready? I'm turning it over to you. We're about to start the Per Ankh. Family, we want to welcome you to the Per Ankh on this Imani Day. So now we're about to get started. So please hold on because we got a marvelous, marvelous show for you today. So, Elder Alona, I'm turning it over to you.
So we're going to have Elder Tony do our drum call and the welcome.
Want to welcome you to the Per Ankh.
I say. Thank you, Elder Tony. The anthem, the Lift Every Voice and Sing, Hatim.
Lift every voice and sing
till earth and heaven ring. Come on, y'all, sing it with me. Harmony of liberty. Let our voices rise.
I am the listening side, loud as the roaring sea. There we go.
Sing a song.
Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us.
Facing the rising sun.
Facing the rising sun
of a new day begun.
Let us resound to victory is won.
Stony the road.
Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, with a steady
have
we not weary, come to
a place where our
hope with our Father's side.
We have come.
We have come over the roads which are worth our
Tears have been watered.
We have come
Treading our path.
the slaughter out of the gloomy past. Till now we stand gleam of a bright star is cast.
All right.
God of
Come
our
on.
weary years.
God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way.
Now he has died,
Let us delight, keep us forever.
in your pathway.
Lift our feet.
Let our feet stray
Stray
from
from the
Path
place
of the face of let thee, lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee.
shadow beneath.
Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Very good. Thank
Well,
you.
I mean, digitally, I mean, it was pretty good. All right.
Yes. Elder Phil, if you would do our pledge.
Yes, ma'am. Here to the here's to the flag.
Wait, Phil, Elder Phil.
Yes.
Stop listening to yourself. I don't know whether you're listening on the computer or your phone. You got to choose one. You need to get off the computer because you're behind. You're hearing yourself. Stop listening to yourself.
All right. I'm not on the computer, but let's go.
Go ahead.
Here to this flag of mine. The red, black, and green. Hope in a future bright. Africa has seen. Here to the red of it. Great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it. Great flag of mine. Here's to the black of it. 400 million back of it. Those whose destiny depends on it. The red, black, and green of it. Whole flag of mine. Here's to the green of it. Young men and women shall dream of it. They shot and shell of it. Maidens shall sing of it. Waves so high, so high. Here's to the whole of it. Colors of it and cold of it. Please is my soul with it, regardless of what the soul of it. Thanks to God for giving.
Thank you, Elder Phil, for our pledge, the flag. Nation Builder Tim with Tambico Libations.
Okay, we're about to get it popping here. All right, family. As you know, we do something called the Daily Toast. I was trying to get the screen ready. Give me a second. Lord have mercy. My camera is not popping up for some reason. So we're going to do this libations real quick. So as we did last time. Okay, we'll forget it. I don't know what's going on. As we did last time, somebody got the music, something in the background. Please, turn off the background. Listen into this. So first off, we want to pour libations to our Creator. We all know by whatever name you choose to call the Creator, we lift up our glass and we salute that Creator and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we're going to move to the most important part for me. Is calling on our personal ancestors. So I'm going to call my personal ancestors, and then I'm going to open up the mic for everybody else to call their personal ancestors. So I'll start with mine. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Gasson, Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman Elm, Nomo X, Sapet Maya Ra, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, and Kojo Kamal. Family, anybody else want to say their ancestors?
This is Nation Builder Kwame, Alan and Winnie Frederick, Uncles Joel, John Wesley, and Thomas Alonzo and Pleasant, Aunt Maddie Ada, Texas Anna, Pearlie, Grandma Mary Eliza Frederick, Grandpa Davis, Uncle Alan, and Alberta, and Beatty, and Naomi, Nellie, Willamay, Winnie, Grandma Mary Elizabeth Davis, Grandpa Eugene Rogers, Jason Canada, Robert Butler Sr., Uncle Robert Butler Jr., Aunt Martha, Robert Michael Butler, Uncle Perry and Shirley, and my mother, Mary Esther Canada.
Okay. Elder Alona, my sister Loretta Thomas, my sister Tawana McQuaida, my brother Clarence Felton Winbush, Daddy Sidney Clarence Winbush, and Mommy Virginia Louise Knight. Shay.
Shay.
Pearl Haynes, James Haynes, Charles Haynes.
Anyone else?
This is Baba Tony. Call all the drummers of the community as one group. Ashe.
Ashe.
Makaru.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. Okay.
Nina Washa. Nimshuma.
Is there anyone else?
My fault. I just was toasting and is there anyone else? Any other ancestors? If not, we move to the present moment. We lift up our glass and we salute this present moment. I want to send a shout out to all of the Mani born because we are in the moment of the Mani. I ask all of the family to open up your reticular formations and seek out Imani because it's around us. And for those that don't know, Imani is faith. We are looking for we need to start looking for our principles on a daily basis. And right now we are saluting Imani. We raise our glass to this moment and the power in this moment. And we say, Ashe. From there, we move to our future generations. We raise up our glass to the future generations, our children, our children's children, on to infinity. We lift them up and we salute and we say, Ashe. From there, we move to last but not least. I want to toast each and every one of you on the call. I want to toast each and every last one of you out there texting us right now. We lift up our glass to each and every last one of you and we say, Ashe. Ashe, Ashe.
We will thank you. We will now have the lighting of the candles by Elder Tony.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Since the libation has been set, the stool on the altar for the ancestor is now upright for them to be seated in. I will go through the lighting of only the unity candle. I will light this candle and I will say now, Nina Washa Mashuma Umoja. And that is, I light this candle in the name of Umoja. Ashe,
Ashe.
that is
Ashe.
done.
Elder Phyllis, with the evocation, please.
The voice calls forth the Great Spirit, the creative power of the universe that gives and sustains all existence forever. Let us adore a moon, who though hidden is the source of all life, all power, and all health. Let us hail Re, the sun, the highest visible manifestation of spirit that rises on the eastern horizon as Kepra and the self-creating one, who shines down at midday as Re, the eternally creating one, and who goes on the western horizon as Atum, the complete one. Let us revere Ptah, the nature and form creating one. Let us call Wasir, to whom we give our dead for life everlasting. Let Jehuti, nature of good speech, intelligence, and writing, teach or inform us. Let us worship Nu, the sky, the divine mother, who stretches forth from horizon to horizon, giving birth to all that comes into existence. Let us obey Ma'at, divine sister, who imbues the universe with order, harmony, balance, truth, justice, righteousness, reciprocity, and love. The voice calls forth the ancestors, who abide the spirit and the spirits of our yet unborn children, who will carry forth our seed for eternity. Now let this community unite in the celebration of the African spirit and the rededication to another cycle of Ma'at, right thinking, speaking, and right doing. Ashe.
Ashe. Elder Clifford, if you would do our announcements, followed by the praise to a moon.
All right. Announcements on page 8. Let's see if I can get this to work. All right. Announcements on page 8. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. I'm sorry. On page 8. Announcements. Per Ankh Service will be held June 14th and July 12th. And they're always second Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Divine Conversation for this month will be May 24th and June 28th next month, fourth Sunday at 10 a.m. I think we changed that to 11:30 as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. The DigiFest, you'll have more information on that, will be held June 20th. How We Ask Our Study Group is held every Friday at 6 p.m. online right now, as well as the history class, same time. The Meta Nature Study class is held online at Tuesday at 8 p.m. The Tawi Association for Study of Classical African Civilization on the ASCAT is seeking members. Join every Friday, 6 to 8. Elder Mariba's new book, So You Want Liberation, can be purchased from Zawadi Books. Lastly, please sign up for service committees. They are music, talent, food, marketing, fundraising, Watoto facilities. Contact Elder Lona. As always, support our businesses that are listed on page 10. And let's see here. We have some specialty days that I want to pull through. Let's see if I can pull this back up. They are, we want to celebrate Happy Earth Days to the following people. Excuse me. Elder Kimba Nziga's birthday was on the 4th of May. Elder Bob Ransom is on the 13th, yet to come. And also happy birthday for Phyllis Ransom on the 14th. Nation Builder Rhoda is on the 21st. Warrior Nancy Mentor is on the 21st as well. And Nation Builder Kemet Kush is on the 29th. Let's give a round of happy Earth Days to all of our supporting people. Ashe.
Yay!
I want to give a quick shout out to my baby sister whose birthday is also May 13th. Happy birthday, Harry.
Okay. Okay, put that down, Elder Lorna, so we'll know next time.
Yes, I will.
Are there any other announcements that the group is willing to put forth? Or are there any more details that they would like to produce?
I think
based
Elder
upon what
Mariba
you
has
said?
something, an announcement.
Hotel family, I just wanted to announce that So You Want Liberation, the book that you referred to, has been, I guess you call it, shanghaied, and do not buy it from those from the current distributors, because only buy it from the Wadi Books here in Atlanta, or I said the Wadi. I mean, well, the Wadi is all right, but I meant the Madu, Zawadi and Madu, and I'm revising it. So if you want to wait, I'm gonna put a second edition out.
Thank you, Baba.
Okay.
On Mondays, Wakesa out of Atlanta does his town hall meetings that relate to what do you call it? To the virus that's out. They've been doing it for several weeks now. And then they also have classes on Saturday as well.
Permission to speak, please.
Yes, sir.
Alona, could you get that send that out, that forward that information on Waukesa stuff, please?
Yes, I will. I'll
Thank
send
you.
it to the distribution list.
Thank you.
Permission to speak?
All right.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
All right. Dr. Kelsey also is dropping another book. And we will be having the commercial and all that. We already had the interview about it. The 11 Steps. I ain't gonna mess up the rest of the title, but we're gonna say 11 Steps. And we will be premiering the commercial pretty soon, because I think he okayed the commercial. I don't know if Doc, did you like the commercial?
Yeah, that was wonderful. I especially like. I sent you back a note. I especially like the what I call the traditional historic music coming from the village.
Yeah, I mean, and you know where that's from, right? You know where that music is from, right?
I got one of those ancient tapes.
Okay, cool. But we will be releasing the commercial, and maybe we'll be showing it at the end of today's session. So the book will be on sale, and it will be starting today, and it's at maribakelsey.com. Once again, that phrase once again, maribakelsey.com. You can't mess it up. It's easy. All right, so I'm just putting it out there.
All right. Are there any more announcements that folks would like to have mentioned? Hearing none, let's go on to Praise the Moon.
Which page?
If you can, it is on page. Okay, it should be 3.
Cool.
3.
Okay.
Got
you
it.
Ready? Okay. All natures are 3. Amun, Re, and Ptah. They have no companions. Concealing its name as Amun, it has Re as a face, is by its Ptah. The cities of earth are established for perpetuity. They are Waset, Unu, and the city of the White Wall, for eternity. A message was sent from the sky, and heard in Unu, and repeated a city of the White Wall by beautiful existence, to be set in an official documentation in Yehudi's writing, concerning in the city of Amun, which possessed their property. The matter was answered in Waset. A statement was issued. It shall belong to the 9, all that came forth from its, the moon's mouth, and matches were established because of it, according to what was decreed. The message was sent. It shall slay and give life. Life and death come from it for everyone, except the nature. The moon, plus ray, plus bata, total 3. Ashe.
Ashe, thank you, Elder Clifford.
You're welcome.
Yes, the Tawi Parak Columbus is committed to the following African principle. We have 12 that we recite, and we start from one created spirit, the all, and we filter on down to our individual works. We start in August, which is where we start our new year, and we're now in the 10th month of our year, and the statement is promoting African familyhood, Ujamaa, as the foundation and exemplary model of national life. Again, promoting African familyhood as the foundation and exemplary model of national life. And last month's Parank, one of the things, and even last year, one of the ones from last year, we talked about how in ancient Kemet, the family was the foundation of everything. The family was the model of the nation. The learning and growth started in the family, spread out to the community, to the nation. One of our principles is to promote African familyhood, for it is the foundation of our community. Ashe. Ashe. Turn things to nation builder Kwame as he brings on our Sabayet and those that will be doing our Sabayet. So nation builder Kwame, it's on you, my friend.
All right, family. First, I want you to picture in your minds a circle. Now, that may be how we first encounter this notion of a circle. And then I may take you to looking at what's called the various ways we might view a circle in terms of algebra. Algebra deals with symmetries. Symmetries are those ways in which if I spin the circle, it looks the same. If I flip the circle, it looks the same. If I reflect it through a line going through its center, it looks the same. And so that's algebra. I may ask you to look at it from a geometric perspective. So I may give you some assumptions that we have about a circle. And upon those assumptions, you may derive all kinds of other ideas about this circle. I may ask you to look at it from a calculus perspective. So I may ask you to see why the circle has many of its properties and how even more is revealed about this circle, things that you wouldn't even imagine. And based on those various ways that we view the circle through algebra, geometry, calculus, they all reveal truths about this circle, but from various degrees of one's developmental understanding. And so with that short intro, we are going to treat you today to an intergenerational perspectives on, one moment, and intergenerational perspectives on Malcolm X, beginning with our warriors, going to our nation builders, then to our elders, and to our Baba. And with that, coming to the stage, Levon, take it away.
Thank you. So, me personally, the way I view Malcolm X is like this. So, I see Malcolm X, and I see how he had a rough start. Like, he started off and having a criminal background, and he didn't like get the right view that he had. Like, he started off doing things like going after white women because that's what everyone else would do. He would try to fit a European standard instead of embracing his natural self. And then later on in life, after he went in jail and embraced the Islam culture, right, he started to realize that he didn't have to do all these things to make himself look nice. He didn't have to follow what everyone else was doing. And he ended up embracing himself and letting him be his natural Black self. See, Malcolm didn't believe in praying for God to help us out. Instead, he went out and actually did things. He had speeches, organizations, and he had tons of people to help back him up during his time. He didn't just talk about what he wanted to do, but he actually did it. He put dedication into what he wanted to do. And he turned his entire life around from a criminal background to an inspirational figure. And that just proves that people can change who they are no matter what happened or what they have done. And the fact that he was a family man as he got older, started taking care of his wife and kids, his entire life just changed around. And people can learn from him, and people can take what he has done and do it into their own lives, take after him. And that's really like how I see him. Like, no matter what happens or what you've been through, you can change your life around just like he did. That's how I view Malcolm X.
Go ahead and let people know how old you are, Levon.
What'd you say?
Let people know how old you are.
Just turned 13 last January. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that, my brother. Do we have another warrior in the house?
Yeah, we do.
Well, hold on. Let's get this young man a round of applause. Y'all probably can't hear that, but we got our spiritual audience in the house. Now, go ahead, Kwame.
Who's the other warrior we have in the house?
Cleve in.
All right, Cleve, introduce yourself. Were you going to speak on Malcolm X, Cleve, or?
I wasn't told to, but I can.
I mean, no, I'm not going to put you on the spot like that.
Don't do it, Kwame. Don't do it. That's my son. We liable to be here for about 2 hours.
That's all right. I love the brother has that extemporaneity in him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. So, Brother Hatim, that brings you to the stage. Take it away.
All right, family. Now, you know, I'm a man of few words. You know, I don't like talking that much. Y'all already know I'm kind of shy.
I'm sorry. Hold up, man. Look, you can't come on breaking into untruths and whatnot.
All right, man. I need you to stand on the principles, my brother. Virtues of my art, please.
Right.
I'm asking y'all to practice those too, because y'all just being. I'm very shy. I'm not a man of many words, but I had to come up with a story for this event, this Malcolm X issue.
So that's the hook. I got you.
Right. You know, but this week,
Hold on.
This week we do a class called tribal quotes. This week we had a couple of quotes that kind of was just hitting on me, and the quotes reminded me of Malcolm X, and I was going to cover the quotes, but then I said, a thought hit me this morning, and I said, nah, I'm not even gonna cover it. So I'm gonna put the book down, and I'm gonna just go with what was on me and my first introduction to Malcolm X and how it affected my life. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. I graduated from high school in 1987. My grades were good, and I was an athlete. So it was a possibility that I could have had two different things. Because I got held back in the first grade, I was a lot older than a lot of people that was coming behind me. So I was able to enroll in the military, in the Army, in the reserves, in a program called the Split Option Program. So that means that in my 10th grade of high school, I was going to basic training for my summer. While everybody else was enjoying their summer, I was going to basic training. And my grades were good. My football coach didn't like the fact that I did that. Basically, they wouldn't cut me from the team, but I was put in the shadows or on the bench of the team. My father explained to me why that happened later on. But anyway, in my 11th grade year, and a lot of people don't know this, so I'm just now revealing this. At that point in time, I was struggling with my color, because school, whether we want to admit it or not, is teaching us to be white. And I'm as far from white as most people can be. And I was really struggling with it at that time. But my grades were good, and I was an athlete. And at that time, because I was in the military as well, and I'm receiving this extra money, my grades is okay. I'm okay on the football field. I'm doing excellent in school. Those people, and maybe somebody in here could help me. I don't know if they even have them anymore. There was certain counselors that you had in school that would kind of pull you to the side, and career counselors or something like that. Anybody had those in school? I can't remember what it was called, but it was
guidance counselor.
Guidance counselor.
Guidance counselor.
Pulled me to the side. Pulled me and another brother to the side. It was another dark-skinned brother in the school just like me, and he was killing the grades too. But he wasn't an athlete. But he was getting many of the same scholarship opportunities that I was given. They pulled me and him and maybe a couple of females to the side because, and I want y'all to listen to this very close, the CIA was recruiting high school students. Let me say that again. The CIA was recruiting high school students. Now, the person told us there's a great opportunity for you. And I'm watching MacGyver. I love James Bond movies. I don't want to be black. So shit, this is an opportunity for me because they guaranteed that they will pay you through college. And if you want to go farther and pursue your education, you could. And the only thing you had to guarantee to do was to to make sure that you would just work with the CIA after you graduated and while you were in school. I don't know. I don't think y'all heard me. I really don't think y'all heard me. At 17 years old, was approached and recruited by the CIA. Now, I know some of y'all taking a breath. Brother Kwame probably about to have a heart attack. Slow down, brother. And the story ain't over yet. So, the other brother that was pulled to the side with me was listening, and he started asking questions, and I'm like, what's wrong with this nigga? Why is he, excuse my language, why? This sounds like a good opportunity. He started asking questions. And he looked at me and he said, "Sis, I want to talk to you after this." Now, this brother's in the same grade as me. But his parents had been through, they were what in a sense, like Normal X was to Columbus, Ohio. His parents have been persecuted by the United States government because of what they did and how they were. So he said, "Cecil, I want to talk to you after this." So I said, "Cool." So I started talking. I said, "Man," he said, "this shit don't sound right, man. I think I'm gonna go home and talk to my parents." So the next day he came in. He said, "Look, after school today," and he wasn't an athlete. He said, "After school today, I want you to come play basketball with me." I said, "Well, dude, you don't play basketball? Don't worry about it. Just meet me at the sand pile at the basketball court." And I met him at the sand pile of the basketball court, and we started playing basketball. And he sat down and he talked to me. I mean, he was talking to me while he's playing. He said, "Man, what you think about that?" He said, I said, "Man, I think it's a great opportunity." He said, "Man, I think this is not good, and I'm going to get some of my elders together to tell you why." So he took me to the Worcester Avenue branch of the Akron Public Library, which I basically grew up in. And he took me into a room, and it was a group of people with clothes that I hadn't seen. They had on mud cloth. They had on it was crazy. And I'm like, I'm walking there. What in the fuck did you? Excuse me. What did you just walk me into? And they showed a video. And they start talking to us. They say, "Y'all, you one of the bright ones, because your grades compared to our son's grades, and or my nephew's grades, and they're trying to recruit you." And I'm like, "But it's a good opportunity, but saying I get to serve the country, but they like, you don't understand what being part of this country means for you." And I didn't understand it, because and let me just take a side road. At that point in time, I was signing up for scholarships, and one of my uncles came and spoke to me. This is where my mind was. I want you to understand my mind state, because we got to understand the power of education. And I'm getting to Malcolm X. Just bear with me. My uncle came to me, and I apologize to him. I apologize to him to this day. But he came to me, and he said, at that time they called me OJ. OJ, I want to sit down. I want you to talk. He said, "I want you to go to a HBCU." I said, "HBCU? What's that?" "That's a historically black college or university." And I looked at him and I started laughing. I said, "Dude, I do not want to go to a school and be surrounded by niggas." This was my mind state at that time, because of all the stuff that I was watching, because of the MacGyvers, because of the Rambos, because of the James Bond. I did not want to be who I was. So at the same time, I was being recruited by the CIA. They had a program, and y'all can look this program up. It might still be going today. Now, anyway, the brother took me to meet his parents and to meet his uncles and all this, and they showed me a documentary on this dude that I had heard whispers of, but I had never really seen. And it was a documentary about Malcolm X. Now, I'm going through all this to tell you this, because it's going to bring us around to what we're doing today. And there's only one scene from this video that I remember, and I can't find the video now. Malcolm X was sitting in a schoolyard or something. He was being interviewed by a white reporter. And the white reporter asked Malcolm to the extent, "Well, what could the United States do to fix the image of the black man?" And Malcolm X said, "You could use media in the same way that you use the media to change everybody's perspective on the Japanese man." Now, at that point in time in my life, I didn't understand the influence on media on me, but as I had time afterwards, because I didn't make it. So I'm just letting y'all know. So some of y'all sitting up there sweating. I see some of the elders wiping sweat off your head. I didn't get into the CIA, but the point that I'm trying to make is they have programs where they are recruiting us as young as 17 years old, and we don't even know it. But one of the things that really set me on the path that I'm on now was that Malcolm X sat there and said that you could change the image of the black man and change the relations of black and white people in America if you just took as much time to just use the media to adjust that vision of black people as you did to destroy the image of the Japanese during World War II. And if you go back and you look at the media from that point in time, you can see the importance of it. And I'm going to say this, and I'm done. Malcolm X had a vision far beyond most of our so-called leaders today. Malcolm X was able to call the importance of one of the things that we are using right now as we speak right here. He was talking about the power of media back in the early 60s, late 60s, the power of the media. And each one of us has the power to create a show. And in that show, or in what we share, we are able to change the vision of who we are to the rest of the world. All that was sparked by a Malcolm X video from a brother who looked at me and said, dude, you lost, you need some help, and took the time to go on and share with me. And with that, believe it or not, I told you I was shy. I don't have a lot to say. You know, I'm very, I don't know how to put my words together very well, but I wanted to go on and I surrendered the rest of my time.
I sure.
We give thanks for your story, my
Ashe.
brother. Ashe. Next on the mic is Elder Cliff. Elder Cliff, coming to the stage.
You know, it's kind of hard to follow all of the people who came before me. Woo! My time with Malcolm X is, you know, he was still alive when I was still a young person. Because I guess I should first recognize that his name was Malcolm X, or Malcolm Little, and he became El Haj Malik El Shabazz before his untimely death on February 21st, 1965. And the reason why I mentioned his death time was I was still young. It was just his death coincided one day before my actual birthday. So this has always stuck out in my mind about Malcolm X. And I was 9. Now, believe it or not, just a 9-year-old. I want you to put this in perspective. In respect to 9-year-olds today. I had been listening and hearing about Malcolm X because it was through the media, and anything black was always of interest to me based upon my older brother and sisters. And I had a rabble-rousing uncle that always kept my ear to consciousness of black folks. Now, this older rabble-rousing uncle was on the public eye. He was nothing more than just a worker who worked in a barn at like a Churchill Downs racehorse barn. He was just a guy who tended the horses and trained them and kept them ready for the jockey. He was not seen like a person who had any intellect. He was not seen as a person of any substance, but he was very knowledgeable. He was like a lot of folks at that time. You know, you couldn't always get the job that you were trained for. You had to get what you were able to get to support your family. My father did the same thing. Very knowledgeable guy. He decided he wanted to go to the service in 11th grade as opposed to finish high school. But you know, doing 45, that was the forte. Small towns, you wanted to go serve, you wanted to go represent. Now, during that time of all those people who gave me some impressions on what it was to be black, here comes Malcolm X, my understanding of Malcolm X. I was fortunate. I lived in Cincinnati. At the age of 6, my family moved to a neighborhood called Mount Auburn in Cincinnati. If any of you from Cincinnati, you may know of this neighborhood. But anyway, I moved into a neighborhood where I was just smack dab across the street from the community center in the neighborhood. This community center was a black community center. It was the hub of that black neighborhood. Everything that went through the meetings, everything you can think of went on in this particular community center. They had dances for the youth from the age. They did Wednesday night dances from the age of 10 to 13 to keep us in some sense in our neighborhoods and kind of chaperone us and keep us safe. You know, many times we thought, oh man, I don't want to be around. I don't want to have to be around adults. I always chaperone. But looking backwards, it was a good thing because we at least had people concerned about us. But among the things that went on in this neighborhood was this. During those times of 60 where you had protests, you had different meetings, we had different groups that met there. One particular group, we had even some of the Panthers that met there in this particular community center for a time. They couldn't always meet there because they would always sometimes draw the public eye. Sometimes they couldn't do it. So they had a spin-off group. They also did something underground, which was, I was amazed because they had pretty much black staff at this community center. They had training for us black youth from the age of 6 to 13. They were training us in martial arts. They were training us into, even to the point of being revolutionaries and getting us ready to start doing Molotov cocktails, doing a whole lot of things about having a new Revolutionary Guard, if you will. It was not popularized only because it was something that was sort of underground. It was in that neighborhood that you actually knew about this. So anybody in the neighborhood would know about this. But in that process, I was a fairly good student, and I always